Okay, it's time for another segment, a new segment. This is going to be a drawing segment. I'm going to try, this is a test run, see how it goes. Be the first-ish episode, but see what happens, see if it comes out decent enough that I'll keep doing this, or if I have to reset up somewhere else and get a better view, or see what happens with it. But it's not drink and draw, but I do have my morning coffee, so I will be taking swigs of that, as Art Baltazar would say. You can swig along with if you like, or drink whatever you want, or partake in whatever you enjoy when you do some drawing yourself or while you're watching some drawing. Background noise, what I have playing that you'll hear in the background is an episode of Crimson Cull Comic Club. So check those out. It's a group of our friends get together and we talk about comics and comic conventions. We've been interviewing comic artists, creators, writers, introducing new books coming out in the future. Had some fun ones we've recorded recently. We've had Troy Dungara on. We've had Matt Fife. We got an upcoming Matt Fife, Matt Rogers episode coming out. We got we try to promote local independent artists. We have a Desmond T. Reed one coming up pretty soon. We have Hot Wing of Justice episode we did recently. We got a lot of fun ones to check out with creators and a ton more without creators. With all kinds of comic reviews from all the different platforms. There's a nice variety because we all read a little bit different stuff and gives us a nice crossover of different styles and things we enjoy, and talk about movies and entertainment that's related to comic books when we come across stuff. But then we have Under the Cull, which we haven't done in a while, but we're talking about possibly bringing it back this weekend. We talked to one of the comic shop owners that got this all started back in the day, and he's thinking about starting that up again, which I really hope happens because that was a really fun segment where a few of us just got together and just shot the shit about whatever. It didn't have to be comic book related. It was whatever we wanted to talk about. And back in the day, I think they did it on like Wednesday nights while they were eating dinner, which is usually pizza or whatever. We have one of the members has AB Conversation, which is a fun podcast, which she just did an Easter episode, and another new episode not long before that. Other than that, took a few year break from it, but they talk movies, TV, entertainment, comics. They have a food segment, which is my favorite part of the segment show, because they try out a variety of different interesting, hard to find foods and stuff like that, snacks, and then review them. That's a fun podcast to check out. My Under the Cull of MS, at Under the Cull of MS, will get you most of the links. Also have Instagram, where I've been posting some of my drawings, which is Under the Cull of MS with an underscore between each word. And then Under the Cull of MS YouTube, where you're seeing this video from. And we've been doing comic reviews, unpackings, videos, entertainment, basically updates or talk about any movies I go to and stuff like that. video games segments. We're getting ready to do some video game Twitch videos here in the next month or so. Sports. I follow hockey and football. And I like to update when anytime my teams or a team I like's in the playoffs and stuff. Right now we have Las Vegas Knights in the Stanley Cup. And they're playing the Florida Panthers so far. Vegas Knights are up 3-1 for the series. So next game might be the final one. But I think Vegas won the first game 5-2, second game 7-2. Panthers came back in game 3, won that 2-1, and then last night's game, can't even remember the score. I want to say 3-1, 4-1, something like that. But yeah, it's been a fun series, not for Florida, but it's been fun. I also do multiple sclerosis, dementia caretaker videos and stuff like that, health videos and stuff for people with neurological orders. And then just videos about whatever. And I'm constantly adding new segments. I got masked up characters that review certain types of comics, whether it's a war comic segment, action and war, what the hell comics, which is just a variety of weird, strange comics I come across. I got the werewolf known as Kevin that also actually this weekend, I don't know when I'll get this segment out, probably this weekend or the weekend after you'll get this segment, but I was on Svengoolie finally last night, immortalized on Svengoolie as the spawn of Svengoolie, so that was cool. But it's just constantly coming up with new segments to throw out there. But this is what I started with. I did a Betty that some people have seen on Instagram and my Facebook, but I decided to add a couple little birds to it because I decided, what the heck, I did Betty, she's my favorite, but I should do a Veronica. So basically on here, I don't want to do the sketch because that's going to take way too long to do that and the coloring. I just want to see how far I can get with the coloring on this. And I did a basic rough sketch on the back, but we're going to get Veronica on the back side and Ronnie, and then we got Betty on the front. And at least my quick sketch version of Betty. And it's not perfect, but I'm trying. I basically got back in the drawing about, I want to say, within the past couple months. I suppose I need to put my glasses on so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, that shouldn't be too loud. Some background noise. I got something to listen to. But yeah, debating if I should outline her. Get rid of a couple of highlights. Yeah, I love the Archie crew. I can't remember why I decided to do a Betty, but I've been drawing a variety of interesting characters recently, and just thought it would be fun to add some of these things to my repertoire. I just been drawing whatever catches my eye that night, and then basically the wife takes my pictures away to use for her own evil purposes, whether it's for her junk journals or whatever. Sorry about silence every now and then, that's why I got the background in, but when you are into drawing something, it can take your mind away. I wanted to give Ronnie a darker version of her character. I figure, yeah, good girl Betty, well, that bad girl Ronnie. I do wanna invest. I'm having a struggle right now because I'd like to buy a drawing table, and I found a beautiful one at Hobby Lobby that's a see-through one, so that way I could highlight underneath if I needed to. But that's $200, so that's not something that you can jump on. And then I'm struggling to decide if I want to buy that or if I want to get a tablet so I can start doing my art. I still want to hand draw all my art because I love hand drawing, but then certain artwork I want to be able to download into the digital format, and then I can sit there and, if I have to, enhance it however I need to, change size, format, change coloring, change all that stuff. But the new tablets, those damn things are $600. But it is an investment I need for my future if I'm going to keep doing this. But it's like, damn, $600? Jeez. Greedy little shits, aren't they? You can hear me in the background on the Crimson Color right now.
In the next story, we get Superman dealing with some bug issues, and he eats an apple. Inside that apple happens to be a little worm that ends up coming back to pay a little visit to Superman.
It's like these small little mouth.
He kind of grows up a little bit before he gets to see him, which is fun. We get
Mouth images.
Story, kind of a Crowley story with bunny rabbits in here.
Can sometimes be a real pain in the butt with these markers.
With her jumping through dimensions and just everything played out so well with these.
The wife gets overly excited whenever I start doing something she enjoys. Like getting back into the art work. And so she gave me a ton of glitter pens, neon pens, pastel pens. And so I've been trying to use them up by doing a ton of pictures. And then we stopped at Goodwill yesterday. And they just so happen to have big packs of glitter pens for $2 a pack, so I bought a couple of those. So yeah, I got enough to keep me going for a while. And interesting thing about these pens, there's tons of different versions and stuff that are out there. But if you sit there and have it where it's not coming out decent, just pull out or unscrew your thing and just blow. You don't have to worry. You can just blow really hard into the tube. Look at the tip every now and then. Sometimes they blow through a little bit easier than others, and you'll see a little ball of paint starting to form on the tip. But yeah, if you got problems with anything coming out, don't think that the pen's empty, because when you pull it out, you'll see that tube might still be pretty much full, or 3/4 full, or half full. So just do that, and they've been working for me fine afterwards. They're a little lighter. You got to work them for a while, but they do come out pretty decent. So we'll go this route with this one.
On their triumphant entrance into their new Titan Tower, which instead of being in San Francisco.
Yeah, we've been having fun with some of the independent comic creators that have been coming on our shows. Meeting some wonderful and interesting people.
Just as they're about to enter the front doors, they get a notice from Oracle that they got something that they have to go deal with, and then Cyborg opens up a room, they go and appear, and
they've all had wonderful
kaiju-type monsters attacking
storylines with their comics that we've been checking out.
Kaiju-type monster attacking a nuclear power plant, and
it's like Desmond Reed was that we just had on. Sorry, my throat's very scratchy this morning. And like I said, it was Stanley Cup game last night, so I had a few drinks, tequila and rum. Got the raspy voice this morning. Yeah, he's got the Cola Pop Creamies coming out here pretty quick, I think in a couple weeks. Well, Cola Pop Creamies is out now. There was a Zoom style Kickstarter. I believe it was on Zoom. And but I just ordered my copy from Bird's Eye Books, or Birdcage Books. Sorry about that. You can find them at Desmond T. That's just the letter T. Reed, Reed, on Instagram, and he has his links to Birdcage Bottom Books, stuff like that, so you can get your own copy of it. But it's a fun little band of characters that have their own band, and it's like, I haven't read that one yet, but I believe it's a variety of smaller story. Well, actually, the one story that I got a teaser from it was a pretty big page. It was like a 36-pager, at least on digital format. But most of the books come in the smaller format, which are nice. And yeah, you can sit there, and they're like mini ash can size and stuff. He's got a lot of fun ones like Lefty and Memories, Trash. There's one character, Wallace JT. I don't think it's TJ. I think it's Wallace JT. But Yeah, you can read it and check it out, but he's the goofy wastoid character, which many of us know from our past or have been that character in our past. All of his characters I related to in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, I really enjoyed his books, and I can't wait for the Cold Pop Creamies to get here. We learned stuff on our podcast from him too about what certain words stand for in different parts of the United States. And it was interesting. I don't want to ruin all that. You're going to have to watch our Crimson Cult comic episode that comes out this week, or came out before I posted this, because sadly I have about a dozen videos that I worked on in the last week and a half, and granted some of them are just advertising little shorts for my Instagram, but I completely forgot. Well, I didn't forget. My MS brain just never got anything posted, and I wanted to post one a day all week long, and just never got to it. So you just have to go on my YouTube and see what you can find. Check out the old videos. There's some really fun unpacking ones. Some beautiful artwork. Some wonderful artists that I never heard of before that I found, or my wife introduced me to, that she found. Some creators and artists and writers from like the Milwaukee Comic Con that we went to, C2E2. I couldn't go because of my situation, but a friend of mine went from the club, and I decided to just give him some money and said, you'd pretty much know me and my wife, just if you see some stuff that might interest us, that's not going to take up a ton of space in your backpack and stuff, go ahead and pick us up a few things, and we can talk about them on the podcast. And if he picks up any comic that he thinks seems interesting, pick up one for me, and that way we can do a dual review on it and stuff like that. He did an awesome job picking up some stuff, so check out those old videos too. Those are fun. I can't believe C2E2's come and gone, and we're already... that was January. I think it's the beginning of March, end of February, early March. It's already June. It's like we're only about 6 months: June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Only about 8-9 months away from the next C2E2 already. This year is just flying by. Then we got, I think in August is the next Milwaukee Mighty Con, so looking forward to that again. Curious who they're going to have for special guests. The last two they had the Green Power Ranger. I'm not sure. I want to say the Blue Power Ranger was the latest one, but don't take my word for it. And of course they got the cosplay show, all the stands with all the comic related stuff for sale, all the comic book deals. But what I go there for is to meet new local style artists, writers, creators, and pick up some fun new comics from them and review them. We've come across some really fun ones. Burrito Supreme was a blast, sort of like a cartoon style comic with just what you would expect, a Burrito Supreme. That's a superhero. Goes through a garbage can. Comes across something that gives him special powers. Got some awesome stuff from Jeff Belke, who works for, oh, I don't know if he still works. I think he's still connected with them. But he used to do animation, colorization, stuff like that for Disney back in the day. But he had some awesome other relatable artwork and stuff that he colored and had available on at his booth, so that was cool. Got a little different side of his things that he does. But I don't know if you can really see. And it's going to be kind of hard to get it good, and so I got to keep showing it. That's what I got going so far. Kind of can tell it's going to be a horror style theme to it.
Super light elements that was fallen to Earth only one time, called Halo.
Yeah.
And there are another super heavy element that has fallen to the Earth.
It's like these pens, you can sit there and
Horn is the one that infects people and
get a good one. Like this black is decent.
Control the people.
It's flowing nicely for me. Then you get the ones that are stubborn that you gotta blow into and struggling to get any ink out of them, and you're worried. Usually when I'm having one like that, it's usually in a big area that I'm coloring. So I'm always worried I'm not going to be able to have enough ink to finish the picture. But so far I got lucky. I've done some pretty big ones recently.
Prosthetic arms for her. And after she died,
yeah, struggle through these a lot because my wrist constantly pops.
That would eject from the wrist, so she's kind of stored into her prosthetic arm.
Pops and jerks.
She doesn't have enough faith in herself to have the power to use this sword of.
So it gets very, very sore.
Yeah, to kill demons. And this story is about her learning to have.
But I don't want to stop because I enjoy doing this too much. And
her father's best friend, who was
I took like a 20-year break from drawing. It's like, and granted, I did some sketching over the years, but never really did much completionist designs because I just, back when I was tattooing, I didn't know I had multiple sclerosis since I was a child. And I was doing a job and my hand started twitching and jumping, and all of a sudden while doing the tattoo, the needle bar contraption jumped off the gun, stuck in the person, and I'm like, no, that's it, I'm done tattooing. I didn't want to damage anybody or have any damaged tattoos that got big gouges or big tears or anything like that. So I'm like, that's it. And that's pretty much when I quit drawing back in the day. Don't know what year that was, but definitely bummed me out. Ruined something I loved, but I didn't know that it was multiple sclerosis at the time. If I did, I could have probably got on a DMT and started working on it and trying to fix everything, but doctors never know shit when you go to them, and that they're just, they went to school, learned a lot of stuff, but they're just like us. They're guessing, and it's not easy taking a body apart and putting it back together. That stuff inside us is very tiny. So, but it's date my issues back to about 5 years of age. So that's a bummer. Huge waste of life, not knowing what you're dealing with, but constantly letting people know when you have issues, and they just look at you and tell you, suck it up, buttercup. Quit being a wuss. Quit sleeping. Quit being tired. We're all tired. We're all in pain. We all deal with everything. And it's like, no, there's something wrong here. As adults and parents, they should look into it. But back in the 70s and 80s, that's not the way people did that with kids. If you had any problems, you usually got picked on for having that problem, or yelled at, or ignored. So many kids had issues that they never found out about until way too late in life. Like my left foot, I was born with a crooked left foot. I tried out for the military, had a little event, and that was the first time I really had anybody say anything about it. It's getting there. Now I gotta figure out what color I want to go with next. But they had a little event, and I wanted to. This was after the original Top Gun came out, and I, of course, wanted to fly jets. My dad was in the Navy. I figured the Navy's the way to go. Fly jets, and it just seemed like a lot of fun and the way to go for me, military-wise. I wasn't a person that wanted to be on a front line, a grunt, or anything like that. I don't want to sit behind a desk. Don't want to drive a tank. I was interested in. It was either going to be tank or jets. Well, I tried out for that, and I forget what they called it. Not flat foot or anything like that, but I struggled with the obstacle course and all the challenges. Every sport I ever tried, I never made it through a season because I could never run right. Couldn't do all that because the crooked foot. Never thought about it when I tried for years after year trying to slalom ski, and every time I dropped the right ski and it was just balancing on the left foot, I didn't know it was a crooked foot. I'd wobble like crazy and I'd wipe out. I could never control it. I should have swapped feet and done goofy leg and went with the right leg as the main front foot. But sadly I didn't. I never tried that. I really wish I would have. And I tried barefoot skiing, which I was able to do. I only did it a short way, but I was able to barefoot ski. I did ski jumping with the ramp, with the big fat skis and stuff like that. But other than that, since I couldn't control my structure when I was doing that stuff, I wasn't big on water skiing because you're controlled by the boat where you go and all that. But snow skiing I loved. But there again, I was good at slalom, giant slalom stuff, but that's because I had my good foot to help balance off my left foot. I did have more struggles, never thought about it till actually right now. But I do remember left hand turns on poles was my bad side. And that's where you're putting the pressure on the left foot more. When I was turning right into the right poles, I could hit those, snap those to the ground. Beautiful tight turns, but when I had to do the left turns, I always struggled, and I never thought about that till now. But yeah, when I tried the military thing, it just, they gave me some description of what I had. They were like, there's no way you'll make it to the Navy because of the challenges and all that stuff. It's like with the whatever issue I was having, they were not accepting of it and said that it would take 20 years before I could fly a jet anyways, unless your family's already got history in it or some type of background towards it. They ain't gonna you're not gonna get the opportunity to be flying jets right within the first couple of years. So they're like explained why I couldn't join up with the Navy for at least the position I wanted to join up for. And they tried talking me in, and they had all the recruitment groups there, the Army, Navy, the Marines, Air Force, the reserves, all that. But they're like, go check out the Air Force. You can fly a helicopter right away. So if you want to fly, get into flying helicopters, at least it gets you started. And I thought about it, but then again, I talked to them, and same thing with my foot issue. So that kind of took that all away from me. But I have no idea why I got on that rant. But who knows? It'll pop back in my head probably eventually. Alright, let's get some yellow in this thing. Not sure what I want to do with all these. What colors I really want to go with on this one. But we will see how this. See if I can get these things to pop at all. So this is an example of color that does not want to pop for me. Definitely got to get this one to blow some. Yeah, this one seems pretty tight.
You're on mute at the moment, just FYI.
Oh, you'll see what happens.
Number one, Reborn. It's a one-shot title of just.
And I got these cardboard sheets that just. Yeah, it's got cardboard backing and all your packing material when you get stuff in the mail or whatever, and always throwing all that cardboard away. It's like, hey, let's try drawing on it. I really like the way the cardboard pictures look. They just kind of pop nicely.
I don't know. You give him the immortal treatment. This must be something that Marvel does, so I don't know.
Yeah, so the writer of this, Al Ewing, who did
Okay, like that.
Hulk, which had like what 32 issues.
I can color this in.
Yeah, so just kind of going through, and I think he's gonna do it treatment, but this time before. Cool. And that was it from here. And this one I'll bring up because you had mentioned it in our last previews, but that
This isn't.
Miles Morales officially.
See, I got another one here. See how if that one pops better or not.
Officially in the catalog here for Spring Academy. Good. Let's see here. I think
Yeah, this one looks like it might pop a little better. Get a little more glow. Yeah, it looks better.
So you don't miss out. Let's start with Eric, though. Do you have anything?
Definitely gives it a little more pop, as you can see. Better highlight to it.
Jumping over to me for DC, I only have one thing that I wanted
How long we got? Oh, geez, they're already 40 minutes in.
see that iZombie, the complete series.
No wonder when Art Baltazar does his videos, it doesn't take long and a couple hours fly by.
Doesn't remember too much about her life before she
I like this setup. The stand works out pretty decent, but I just don't know if you're getting a good overhead view of what I'm working on while I'm working on it. So I'm not sure. Until I rewatch the video, I won't know if I like how it came out or not.
comes the complete working collection that inspired the hit TV show. And since this is a reprint, I do have the original one here.
What do you got going on here? I haven't even been paying attention to my video that much.
They failed to make a brand new cover for it because
Crimson Cull's video.
a new all-red cover, I would have bought another version of it, like I did with the Silver Surfer.
Well,
But this series,
they were talking
I loved it. If you were fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Veronica Mars,
previews items, but
all of that kind of stuff kind of fits into
now I think they're getting into.
and the television series.
I think this is still about the previews. Looks like Anthony's showing off Michael and Laura Allred's iZombie Omnibus, which I see is in the newest catalog. And I'm debating. It's one I never got, but always wanted to read. I love the show. I was curious how the comic was done, since that was the inspiration for the show. So, more than likely, I will probably check that one out. I really like that series. I missed watching that.
Supernatural stuff and creatures and demons and zombies and werewolves and like I said, if you're a fan of Buffy and like Veronica Mars,
Yeah, it looks a lot better,
iZombie,
a lot smoother.
brand new print.
I like that.
Right. Tribute. Mort's Illustrated Swimsuit Edition #1 on shop.
Nort's Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. That sounded funny to me. Yeah, Nort from the Green Lantern.
You may know Nort as bubbly Green Lantern.
Basically a Green Lantern dog-like character.
Then again,
And they're doing a swimsuit special with him. The only downfall, again, this irritates me when they do it.
role as host and
Because I guess I got spoiled by Dynamite doing it the right way. Or Xenoscope. It might have been Xenoscope.
some of our best swimsuit
But,
and our most
with the...
spectacular story. From the Flash in a Speed Force Speedo to Batman in a suit.
Grim Fairy Tales. They do the swimsuit one-shots every year.
Very special one-shot is Summer Fun.
They do a Star Wars
Also collecting
special where they do Star Wars cosplay and all that, but they throw in a little short story with each one, so you're not just getting pictures, you're actually getting a little story too, which is nice.
that was kind of fun.
I was kind of bummed that they didn't do that with Nort.
Yeah, those
'Cause I really don't
issues. It's an idea of the past.
care to see a bunch of guys in swimsuits and stuff.
I forget if Marvel or DC was going to have
To each his own, but
years.
my opinion, I'm
For some sort of
not huge on that. So.
some version of it coming.
But I'd love to see what they do with some of the other characters like Nort.
Both on,
So that's why I'm still debating on it. But if they would have had a short story, it would have been a no-brainer. I would have been like, okay, I'm getting it. Check it out. Because the short stories in the Grimm Fairy Tales version, especially the Star Wars ones, were done wonderfully. I could definitely go for more of those. Actually, I just reviewed a couple not long ago. What do you want? Looks like I'm losing control of my drawing space. Mr. Lemmy Kilmister decided to hop in. Woke up off the bed and decided to come up here and go to sleep on me. It's like, really? Really? Why don't you go upstairs by Shelly? She's up in her room working on her junk journals. You can go hang out with her. No, yeah, come and hang on me because it's raining out. It's not raining anymore. After a 2-week drought of 80 to 90 degree weather in spring of Wisconsin, we finally got a little sprinkle of rain, but nothing to do anything. Enough to tease the grass and flowers. Yeah. You're a big pain in my butt, aren't you? Yeah. So, I don't know if I can keep working on this now or just show you the results later. That's how far I got so far. Yeah, a little fun play of lock, stock, and barrel on her shirt with some bats flying around to counter the Betty with the birds. It's just, I think it's going to be a really fun picture. My pencil version of Ronnie is pretty scary looking, her face. Hopefully I can get that cleaned up a little bit, make it look nice. Come out with something that's close to a Veronica look. I still struggle with my faces. Face, hands, and feet always the hardest part of drawing people. But we're getting it back. Everything's coming back to us slowly but surely. I've been doing a variety of drawings. If you look on my Instagram, everything from cartoonist style work to realistic style work to fun collages of different things. I'm also in between following. I never took a drawing class. I never took a drawing course. I never had any instruction on drawing. But ended up picking up a certain drawing book that I've been posting certain images from lessons that we have to do throughout the book. But like once a week, I'll read up to the next lesson, and then I'll do that lesson. Well, you're not going to drink coffee, goofball. Yeah. You don't drink that. But I had that book for years. Only made it up to page 50 and then just put it aside and never finished doing it. But I really like the book. I like the concept of the book. It's just a lot of reading, and I am not I never cared for reading. But then I finally got back into reading comics a while back, years back, and that I enjoy. But now, like, I just put out a new segment on my YouTube called I Read a Book Without Pictures, I think. And I finally read like Stephen Wright's new book, Harold, which is wonderful. You gotta check out the review on that. And that fits out good with Betty's birds. Flying around her head, just came out of her head, giving her little thoughts. What was I talking about? The drawing book. But yeah, it's got lessons like where I had to draw pictures upside down, which I did 3 of them. And the first one I had no idea that I was drawing a Picasso. I think it was Picasso. And Picasso's basically a drawing that Picasso did of another famous person. And I just did the drawing and then looked at it and it's like, oh, hey, it is a person. Person sitting in a chair with his legs crossed. And when I was drawing it, my mind was thinking of a total different structure of how the person was. Nothing about who the person was or anything like that. I was pretty impressed how it came out. A little fatter than the picture, wider shoulders and stuff like that, little head crookedness and stuff. Actually pretty decent. Then I did a historical Asian character, and I did a hockey player. I did his image and his headshot with his number. I liked how they all came out, but a little rough, but not bad for being drawn upside down. And then the latest thing we had to do was basically take a piece of paper, put it on a table, a flat surface, and then sit in a chair facing the complete opposite direction and drawing your hand while you're looking at your hand without ever looking at the piece of paper. And like put as much detail in there as possible, like nails and finger lines and stuff. And that's basically what mine came up to be. Big sheets of paper are a pain in the ass. But, cool. Cat's leaving. But, it's like, considering I put the little finger lines in there and stuff without ever looking at the paper and not having line breaks, I was impressed with that. My wife, not so much. She's like, okay. They kind of look like hands. It's like, gee, thanks. Thanks, babe. And then I showed her the images of some of the students' drawings of their hands. And you can pinpoint like a finger or two or something like that. But yeah, I was pretty impressed with what I came up with. And so considering I couldn't look at my hand, and you're supposed to take 20 minutes to do a single hand picture, I decided to do one like that, and then one flat. And I think I got all 3 done within about 20 minutes. 20 minutes to a half hour. That's not too bad. But the wife's like, well, if you would have took 20 minutes on one hand, maybe you would have done better. It's like, if I would have slowed my brain down to draw it slower, I would have probably made more mistakes. I had a nice, good flow, just following the lines that my brain was telling me to follow, and I was impressed with what I put out. But, oh well. Critics, what you gonna do? I think my cat is thinking about going out. So I think I'm going to just stop this here. We got almost an hour anyways. And I will either complete this and show you it on the next episode, or I'll do another episode later today finishing this picture. But for now, that's our first episode of Who Knows. It's Not a Drink and Draw, which is a great drawing program if you want to check that out. I just haven't come up with a name yet for this segment. I'll figure something out. But keep following Under the Cowl of MS. Check out all the other things I talked about in the beginning. And we will get back with more drawing videos soon. Take care. Bye.